Obviously, we all want God's strength. We don't want to just function in our own abilities and our own talents and our own skills, but we want God's strength through us. In fact, 1 Corinthians 1:25 says, God's weakness is stronger than the greatest of human strength. God's weakness, the weakest part of God, is way stronger than you are. So why do we walk so often in our own strength? We walk so often in our own talents. We walk so often in our own abilities, and yet God says to us, will you receive my strength? The joy of the Lord is your strength, and it all comes from God. The Bible also says, it's one of the scriptures in here, and I'm just going to, lots of times, because I've been meditating on these scriptures are just going to come out of me, but it says, happy are those whose strength comes from God. And you know what? Your strength needs to come from God. Get God's weakness, which is stronger than the strongest strength you can possibly find on planet Earth. Now, this was John's testimony when the Jews of Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to ask him who he was. He did not fail to confess, but confessed freely, I am not the Christ. They asked him, who are you? Are you Elijah? He said, I am not. Are you the prophet? He answered, no. Finally, they said, who are you? Give us an answer to take back to those who sent us. What do you want to say about yourself? John replied in the words of Isaiah the prophet, I am the voice of one calling in the desert, make straight the way for the Lord. John knew, and this is point number one, John knew who he was not. If you are looking to find the strength of God in your life, you need to know who you are not. You need to know who you are not. You know, in our world today, I find people that they want to fix everything. They want to redeem everything. There's people that think they know everything. There's people that want to be the center of everything, and they walk into the room and the conversation surrounds their life. It surrounds their children. It surrounds their business. It surrounds them, and they are the center of their world. And really, this is one of the greatest demonic spirits that we face in the world today is the self-centered spirit that is just all over the world. Because, man, if there's anything that will separate you from the love of God, which nothing really can, but if there's anything that will separate you from a godly spirit, is when you take on the spirit of the world, which is a spirit of me, a self-centered world. And here John says, when they come to him and they're saying, man, you got it all. You got your disciples. You got your ministry. There's all these people coming to get baptized. In fact, even Jesus is coming to get baptized in your ministry. You are the man. Tell us who you are. Come on, give us your speech. Tell us how cool you are and how awesome you are in your camel skin clothes and eating your cool locusts. You're the coolest guy around. You got the biggest ministry. Tell us who you are. And John says, I am not.
Hi, I'm Matt. I've been a part of the church for 5 years. My life was broken. I was doing horrible things. I don't even know how to explain the miracle of what's happened in my life. I can't even explain how my life's changed from living the way I did and to the way I live now. I'm blessed in every single way. Being a part of Word of Life Church with Mel Mullen has blown me away. I just could never ask for anything more. This church is amazing, really. Wow, this place just took my life and turned it right around. I never grew up in the church or knew anything about God. I just knew that there was something missing in my life. The first time I was a part of a small group, I felt something inside me know that this was the way I was going to live my life forever. I just thank God for everything He's done in my life. I just look at life a whole different way. I became involved with a small group, and my life changed. I knew that something clicked inside me and progressively just became the only way to live. Like I couldn't live any other way.
Exodus 3 verse 11, and this is Moses. I love this. But Moses protested to God, who am I to appear before Pharaoh? You know what? I don't think that was the wrong answer. Who am I? You look right through the scripture, Jeremiah, Isaiah. What's the first thing they say is, who am I? I don't think that's a wrong answer. I think that is a right answer. That is a weak answer, and it's a good weak answer. Who am I? In other words, I can't do this on my own. Are you enjoying this morning? Who am I to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt? God answered, I will be with you, and this is your sign that I am the one who has sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you will worship God at this very mountain. Go to the next verse. But Moses protested, if I go to the people of Israel and tell them, the God of your ancestors has sent me to you, they will ask me, what is his name? Then what shall I tell them? God replied to Moses, I am who I say, I am who I am. Say this to the people of Israel, I am has sent you. Now you can imagine Moses in this time. I mean, God is sending him to do a serious work. Like he's sending him into life dangerous. I mean, he's putting his life on the line. And he says to God, he says, okay, God, I'm not worthy of this. And Moses has got it right from the beginning. He says, who am I? But then he says, God, who are you? And God says, I am. And you can imagine he's going, I am, and he's waiting for the answer. I am, like, are you Jim? Like, I am somebody, like, come on, can you add this in? And God gives him first name, middle name, last name. I am that I am. And here is the second point for this message this morning, is that, first of all, you need to know who you're not. And secondly, you need to know I am. You need to know the guy with the first name, the middle name, and the last name. And this name, I am, is actually a verb. It's actually like right in the Hebrew translation, it's a verb for be. What is be? Well, be is the one who was before. He's the one who became. And this doesn't rhyme, but he's the one that still bees all the way through. He's the one that was before. He's the one that came and is now right here in this place this morning. He's here today. And he's the one that will ever be. You know, in Revelation, it's a part that it said he's the one who was, he's the one who is, and he's the one who is to come. Now go back to John the Baptist, because John the Baptist knew who this guy was. I am. Now go to John 1 verse 30. I hope they have it on the screen. John 1 verse 30, it says, this is what John says. He says, a man is coming after me who is far greater than I am, for he existed long before me. Now, if you know the story of John the Baptist and Jesus, was that Jesus was born after John the Baptist. So John had a revelation of who Jesus really was. He's saying he's the one who was, the one who is, and the one who is to come. He says he's the one who was before me. He's the one who's with me and is superseding me, and he's the one who's after me. And John knew I am. He had a revelation of who Jesus was, but not just who Jesus was with this guy in the flesh that was coming to get baptized to him. He had a revelation that Jesus was the God of yesterday, today, and forever. The God that's the same through all parts of time. And he had this revelation on the inside of him. I am not, but I know who he is. Do you know what? That should be the theme of your life, is I am not, but I know I am.